Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Okay. Michelle Obama and Barack Obama have given speeches in support of Kamala Harris in Michigan. Michelle Obama's speech was basically aimed at black male voters, specifically, saying, you may feel that change has been too slow and you may have rage and you might want to vote for a third-party candidate or Donald Trump to express your dissatisfaction, but that your vote harms women. It could be their mother, their sisters, their wives, their daughters, granddaughters, nieces, cousins, whatever. And yeah, it might feed your rage to have a protest vote, but if things go south, in other words, the Republicans get in and these women lose their rights, can you look at them in the eye and say it was worth it with all the pain that it'll cause the women in your life? I don't know, trying to appeal to their sensibilities, to their sense of empathy, to their sense of family. And Barack Obama, I did see him talking with a basketball player who was just like, indifferent, wasn't going to vote. He's like, I find that amazing. You're going to let a bunch of old white people, just a bunch of old people, make your decisions for you. Basically trying to talk some sense into him. It's like, don't you want a say in your future, or do you want a bunch of other people who don't have your life experiences to tell you what your future is going to be? They're really working on that campaign. I just did a reading with my brother on stuff like this, and I was talking about them going for like voters that don't normally turn out, and I think that's one of the populations. Now, according to this Hill article, Michigan's like a toss-up, and nationally it's a toss-up. I can't wrap my head around that. Even Michelle Obama had a quote like, how is this even, how can this election even be close? But I want to look at the energy around the Obamas as they help Kamala Harris's campaign. Okay? Haven't done a reading on the Obamas in a while. It'd be nice to get back into that. So, for entertainment purposes only, let's look at the influence that Barack and Michelle Obama are having on the Harris campaign in Michigan specifically. Again, this will be for entertainment purposes only. Foundation of the reading is the Queen of Wands, the childless cat ladies. Here we go with appealing to women, but it's also appealing to the men that are related to these women. And crossed by the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is your family and your things of value. And, to quote Aretha Franklin, you better think. You better think about what you're doing to me. In the past, 10 of coins. Intergenerational, I'm going to go with the DNA and the intergenerational values here. The way African Americans have been treated in this country, and but maybe more to the point, the values of the black community. And, how are these values being expressed? How do you choose to value the patriarch and the matriarch in your family? In this case, the matriarch. Current energy is the Nine of Wands. They're working on men who really don't want to spend the time to go out and vote. They're tired. They don't think their vote matters. It's, literally there's this exhaustion of, it doesn't matter. I'm angry, but it doesn't matter. My voice doesn't matter. And the messaging is, it absolutely matters. Think about it. You have a choice to make. There are decisions. You have decisions that will put you on the right side of history, and decisions or non-decisions that can put women on the wrong side of history. Lesson to be learned is the Hermit. The only person who can make this choice is you. You follow your path, follow your moral compass, but understand your decisions impact the collective. And is that what you want? You have a choice. You have a choice to make a vote or not vote. And your vote impacts other people around you. Outcome, 8 of coins. You better think, and then you better do. Right there, it tells me they will have an impact on black men to get out and vote. As well it should. It's funny because it's the first black president of the United States, and Barack Obama, and the whole mantra was "Yes, we did." Yes, we voted for a black president. Yes, we got one in there, and black Americans were so proud to have somebody representing their community as the president of the United States, and they have that opportunity again. And you look at the backlash after Obama is Donald Trump, the racist white person's answer to Barack Obama, where Obama was an eloquent speaker and handled himself with class and integrity. You have this brutish simpleton who's, instead of doing what's best for the collective, does what's best for himself. But he was white, and he knows all the racist dog whistles to attract white supremacists to him, and that was their response. And now you have the Obamas stumping again. Kamala Harris is a different beast altogether. And the Democratic response to the corrupt ways of Donald Trump and his lackeys. You have Joe Biden, the consensus builder, somebody to right the ship. Now you need somebody to wield the sword of justice and truth, and bring it home. Michigan. How's Michigan looking in the election? It's allegedly close between Democrats and Republicans. How's Michigan looking? What's the energy looking like? 3 of coins. There's discussions, collaborations going on. I am struck by the fact that these coins are black. They are dark. This is one of the darkest, blackest cards in the deck. So I would use this to represent the collective of the black community getting together and unifying. Yep, manifestation. Bringing on that new change. Taking all the elements, combining them together into an agreed path. Underneath it is the 4 of Cups, the dissatisfaction with the current situation. Again, this is exactly what the Obamas are targeting. People are dissatisfied. They're not happy. But you know what? It takes a while to manifest change. You have to work at it, and you have to keep working. 9 of coins. I was going to say intergenerational wealth, which it is part of that. But this is, the people that had all the breaks, have all the money, have all the power are Caucasian. And if you want some of that, you're going to have to work for it. It's not fair, but the laws are tailored that way. It's not fair. You're right. But sitting there and complaining that it's not fair isn't going to get it done. You're going to have to do the work. Sorry, but that's just the way it is. Current situation is the Emperor card. Who do you want charge? Who do you want leading the country? Do you want the Mad Emperor? Or do you want the woman who's going to try and make life better for you? Virgin energy is the 6 of Cups. I tried to leave the naivety and the nostalgia behind. Who's appealing? Who's giving hope? Who's giving gifts? It sounds shallow, but the Michigan voters right now is kind of like, what's in it for me? And that's fine. You're allowed to be that way in the state. You should be asking what the government's going to do for your state. Your state's valuable. What are you going to do for it? Especially if the community has been run down and neglected. But this is also kind of like a peace offering. Like, we can do this. There's that intergenerational, that DNA, the matriarchy. The lesson to be learned. The change that you want to manifest, you take your history, You don't bury it. You don't be embarrassed by it. You own it. It is the history that it is. This is, kind of the history that Donald Trump and his supporters want to whitewash. They want to think of slavery as being beneficial. No, it wasn't. And make the people that were slavers own it. It's part of American history, whether we like it or not. But just because it's part of American history doesn't mean you need to be victimized of it. You have a choice. And people need to go out on Election Day and make their choice. So, with this card in that position, that gives me hope that the Obamas are hitting the right message. They need to... You're looking at the past and the future. Is kind of, in the way that spread works out, that 10 of coins, I believe, was in the past position, and it's the lesson to be learned position. Learn from the past. Don't forget the past. Don't be ashamed of the past. Own it. Learn from it. Build upon it. Don't repeat the past. There's no reason to repeat it. Just move forward. Okay. Michigan as a state, will you be supporting the Democrats more than the Republicans? We will start with the president. We're basically looking at the presidency. Will Michigan support the Democrats for the president of the United States? For Carter. King of Pentacles. I wonder if the unions have anything to do with that. The Hierophant, the Chariot, the Nine of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so, a choice of money and values. Who's going to, here's the message. Moving forward, black and whites, moving forward. Helping the government, ending the nightmare. It might be, this election might be closer than one might expect in Michigan. But, now, I guess the unions did they not make a recommendation? You would have thought that, normally they support the Democrats. I thought the Teamsters weren't supporting anyone this year. Remember, it was kind of odd. But I think, with Harris and Biden making outreaches to union workers and Trump basically going to scab places and dressing them up as union workers, it's all an illusion. I have hopes and faith that Michigan will see the light. It looks like right now it's going to be close. And maybe I'll read on it again just prior to the election. But we're going to leave it here. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it. These readings are for entertainment purposes only, but I do hope you find them insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.